You were in 1999 with New York Giants, and a rookie, Dan Campbell, came onto the team, your defensive coordinator. Did you ever think 20 years later he'd be calling you to join his staff in Detroit?
No, not at all. We had a great bond. We had a really cool team. You know what I mean? That's offense, defense. You got to have great leadership in that locker room, to reach those kind of things. And I know that's something Dan's trying to build here. Every time, I've ever experienced any success, it's had, great leadership in that locker room. And Dan was a big part of that, in that 2000 Super Bowl run.
Seeing him in his first year in the NFL, now going into his third year of coaching, how has Dan Campbell grown?
With Dan, he's genuine, and players can, see through BS, and you got to be real. And Dan's about as real as they get, and he still instills the toughness part of the game in football. And things are trying to adjust that, but it doesn't deter him. And so, I just love that about him and what he's done with this football team.
As senior defensive assistant, you'll help Aaron Glenn watch his blind spots. Where are the areas you want people to know that you've left your fingerprints on when it comes to this defense?
It's not really about me, Danny. For me, it's just helping. This league has gotten so precision over time. I mean, when I first started, there was 4 coaches on defense. Now there's 10. I'm an old-time secondary or defensive backfield coach, so it's a little bit more of my expertise. But I've been blessed to be with a lot of great players, and you learn a lot from those great players, regardless whether it's a defensive end like Julius Peppers or a linebacker like Thomas Davis or somebody in the secondary like Rod Woodson. Players, learn a lot from coaches, but coaches learn a lot from players as well.
16 consecutive years as a head coach, Carolina, Denver, Chicago. How?
It was Danny kind of just woke up one day and shoot, I've been a 16-year head coach. It just flies by. Completely different experiences, a lot of great people. You don't do it by yourself. You got to have a great team of people. Whether it's the coaching staff, the scouting staff, your trainers. I mean, everybody contributes, and you got to have a great team. And sometimes you don't come up for air. You just wake up one day and 16 years went by. That's kind of how it happened to me.
I know you took a 5-year hiatus before you joined the Colts last year.
Yep.
What were you doing in those 5 years?
Well, the first 2 years I did television. I worked with ESPN for 2 years.
Do you want this seat? I'll switch.
No. It was fun, but not that fun.
Okay.
All right, I enjoyed this better. Then COVID hit, and then we kind of did a little COVID retreat with my whole family down in Florida. So that was fun. I won't say I got bored, I just didn't have a purpose. I didn't want to go through life figuring out what time I'm fishing or what time I'm playing golf. It got boring. Or I shouldn't even say boring, I was active, but there just wasn't any purpose, other than just killing time.
Why does football bring you the purpose that you need?
Well, there's a sense of accomplishment. The routine and the schedule might be the same, but the test is way different. It's a completely different opponent. It takes on a whole different personality. What your matchups are, positive and negative, and how you're going to orchestrate that, on a Sunday or a Monday or whenever they line you up to play.